What's going on YouTube? Joshua here with SaltyScales.com. So have you ever had trouble with your Shimano rotor or maybe your bail? Well, the other day I was out casting for the demonstration on the soft plastics and I looked down and my Stradic started making all these weird noises and the bail was detaching from the rotor. So I took it apart, and after closer observation, the little screw that goes into the bail and into the rotor was no longer staying tight. It had been stripped. And I've never tightened that. So just the opening and closing of the bail over a 4-year period stripped it out. Now the only remedy or solution to fix that is to replace the rotor or buy a whole new reel. So I called Shimano and they happily sent me the parts. And I'm going to show you how to replace the rotor and the bail arm. But I noticed when I was searching on YouTube that a lot of you guys are actually wanting to know how to reassemble the bail arm, and there's not too many good tutorials on that. So I'm going to show you that. If you're just interested in the bail part of the video, go ahead, fast forward to the end of the video, somewhere around the 10-minute mark, and you'll see that. Let's jump in, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so the other day when we were doing our video demonstration, I noticed that my bail arm was coming detached from my rotor. Holy smokes. Not only that, my click pin and click spring was starting to pop out and I was losing all kinds of stuff out of my reel. So I took it apart to do some further investigation, and what I found out was that this screw is no longer holding tight into the rotor. Now the only way to fix that is to replace this whole rotor. So I called up Shimano and I got the necessary parts. And I was surprised, guys, because they actually sent me the parts at no charge to me. When I was looking it up, I noticed that the bail arm, how to reassemble the bail arm on these Shimanos, was a popular search. So I'm going to show you how to reassemble everything after fixing it. So here's a little screw. What happens is you take this bail arm off and you'll see this little spring here along with the click pin spring right there, and this is what the click pin actually sits into. And once you get this off, a lot of you don't really know how to get it back all assembled. But before I could do anything, I need to go ahead and take this off so I could change out my whole rotor, and that's what I'm going to do real quick. So what we're going to do is go ahead and remove this handle just like this, just to get it out of the way. That way we can focus on removing the rotor. Lay that aside, should be golden. Well, first things first, we're going to go ahead and remove these little washers. And they're on there pretty tight, so and what you want to do is just lay everything out in the order that you remove it. Now one thing I got to tell you guys is that you're going to need this little hex, and I mean it is tiny, 0.90 millimeters. Get it on Amazon, I'll put the link below. But there's this very, and I do mean very, small nut, and what you can see right here. And you're going to have to take this off or loosen this in order to remove this here. And look at this. This will literally all slide up off of here just like that. You don't have to disassemble all of that. Alright, so make sure that you also remove this little side plate here, because you're going to need the components within it here. Set this little screw aside, pull this off. You're going to see this little spring, and this pops right out. And that's pretty much what pushes your bail arm back and forth without a hitch. You also have this little arm there that falls out, just like you saw there. So go ahead and put that to the side as well. Also got to remove this little screw, this little hex screw that's hidden down here. There's a lot of little things, guys, that you got to watch. They got it to where typically righty's tighty, but turn it right to loosen it. Alright, remove that piece. Now, if all goes well, this should come right off like that. Alright, so over here you have this little cap inside. Go ahead and remove that off of there. You want to be able to put this on your new rotor. Alright, so Let me show you what was wrong with this. Somehow, with opening and closing the bail, it finally stripped this little area out, and the screw literally will not tighten. It just spins in here. And I was under the impression I thought maybe there was something in here that helped keep it protected, something metal, but actually it comes to find out it's just plastic. So over time this wears out and eventually going to break, and you have to remove the whole rotor to remedy the problem, or get a whole new reel. This is the RD17200. That's the part number. It's the rotor. So we're going to set this aside. I'm going to show you how to start putting some stuff back together. So I'm going to use this cleanse oil to pretty much clean up and tidy up my reel. A couple Q-tips will really help, guys. And then you can lightly coat the areas that need oil and grease. So you can see on here that there is a lot of dirt and debris underneath where the rotor was. Go ahead and thoroughly clean that while you got all this stuff undone, because it's unlikely that you'll probably have it disassembled yourself again, unless you're doing your yearly or every monthly, or not monthly, but every 6-month maintenance. You can just lightly spray this stuff, or you can spray it right on the Q-tip, however you want to do it. I mean, don't go overboard, because this is going to help clean the reel. And you'll see it gets a lot of, look at that, that's just dirt, a lot of sand it looks like. Make sure that you're not losing little pieces of your Q-tip inside the reel. Alright, so that makes it look pretty good. And now what you want to do is start your assembly process. Take your little cap, put that on the bottom of here. Run this down onto the rotor shaft and push it on there until it's nice and snug. You don't have to push very hard. Next, you want to take your nut and thread it back on, turning it left to tighten. It's not your typical righty-tighty, guys, so make sure you turn it left to tighten, and just hand torque it. Don't over tighten it, guys. Now you'll see the shaft is able to oscillate, and it is fluid. Beautiful. Alright, next step. Let's put this little side plate back on here. So what you do, this is just a little plastic piece. Put that on here, and then take your Phillips screw that goes up in this upper spot here. And these screws are extremely small, guys, so sometimes they can be a chore to handle. This is another reason why a lot of shops don't maintenance or service Shimano's, because they're not the easiest reels to service. Like compared to a pen or something like that. Look at me trying to fight this screw to get it in the hole. I promise you, I don't usually have this much trouble finding the hole. Ah! And you don't want all your Alright, so I think I got it somewhat in there. A steady hand is good right about now. So you want to make sure you don't mess up the threads. This thing needs to go in there nice and easy. Tighten it down, don't over tighten it. Now we go and we do the hex. It's for this little screw that literally goes right in here vertically. And of course it's a little pain in the butt. So what I try to do is just kind of drop it in there to get it started. And then take my T10 Allen wrench. Look at that. And then just slowly screw it back in. Alright, so the size for that particular screw is a T6. I don't know why they can't make everything just the right size, but T6 for this little screw, and then now we got it tightened. Don't over tighten it. This little thing here, guys, I got from Home Depot. Very functional, pretty cool little set. Really, really good for things like this. So check it out. I think they're only like $8. All right, so we're getting closer to the hard stuff. But let's go ahead and get this reassembled. Put on your little gasket that you see here. The rubber gasket. Push that all the way down the shaft. Now what you want to do is put this plastic cover back over it. Now keep in mind, this is how you'll know if you've over tightened it. You see, when you put this gasket on, you'll see, or this plastic cover, you'll see that the holes don't align. So now I have to go and turn the nut so that my holes align. So you just got to keep tightening it or loosen it if you over tightened it until these holes align. Matter of fact, you can use that little hole right there. I guarantee you that's like an indicator hole. So just make sure that little corner right there is lined up with that smaller hole, and I bet you this lines right up. Watch. Yep, look at that, perfect. Now we put on our little Phillips screws, drop those in the hole. Go ahead and manually tighten them down. Don't get crazy on it, guys, just nice and easy. Let them go in. Just tap, tap, tap them in. Don't strip nothing. You don't have to be extremely strong. Just pretend it's your baby. Now what I want to do is, let's go ahead and put this assembly back together so that way we could get all this on here and get the screw back on here. Looks like that lined up pretty easily. And this is where you need your little 0.90 millimeter, one of the smallest little hex things you'll ever use. And you'll probably only need it for stuff like this, more specifically Shimano products. Tighten this up. This will keep it in place. It's not too much. So the easiest way to do this, guys, that I've found, that so it's not so complicated, is get that in there, let it rest in there, you know, the little spring. Go ahead and put this little plastic cover on, guys. And this is going to help, not a whole lot, but it'll help kind of keep that in place. Alright, so we got the screw in on the side here. This will help. Not a whole lot, but it'll help at least keep that from wanting to fall right out. You can see that my little click pin and click spring, when I was doing that, jumped out of there. So just put that back in there. Now, the tricky part that you guys are probably wanting to know about is this little bail arm. So the easiest way that I found to attach it, let's go ahead and get this first side back together here. So I'm just going to get this one side in, guys, that way we can work on this other side and it's not flopping off. I just find that would be the easiest way. As you can tell, my click pin, or click spring and click pin jumped out of there again. You're going to find that that happens to you a few times while you're doing this. So I'm going to try to get a close angle to show you exactly how to reassemble this whole clutch. So this is where you should be and what it should somewhat look like. This little pin here is what's going to attach of the bail. You're going to have your little click pin in there, your little click spring, and I'm going to show you what to do here. Alright, so you see the little hole and then this little armature. You want to push that inside of the hole right here and it should fall right in just like that. Now you'll see your click pin sitting there. Now there's going to be resistance because it has a spring. So what you want to do is push it down until it clicks into place and everything is flush. Hold pressure on this, guys, while tightening this down. Easier said than done sometimes. And no, I don't take these apart every day, so guys, I'm not. No! So you want to make sure you're putting this in. Now you see how that immediately wanted to spring back out? And now it's not aligned. You got to really be cognizant of this because this all has to align. You want that to go all the way flush Then hold it tight. Start to manually tighten this screw. Do not over tighten it because you will strip it and you'll be buying you a new rotor. And then boom. Woo! Sounds so loud. I don't even, it's been a while since I felt it with that kind of force. Look at that. That sucker works. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed today's tutorial, please pound that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment below. Have you ever had any trouble with your Shimano? Have you had this particular problem with the Stradics? Let me know. I was kind of surprised that they didn't have some type of metal threading in that little hole there and it was just plastic. But hey, the reel's been super tough for a long time and it's caught a lot of fish, so I'm not mad at them. Well guys, until next time, I'll see you on the water.